Hello everybody, how are you today? It's Christy here at My Artful Adventures, and we are in an event with Junk Journaling Jamboree over on Facebook. And so if you look in the description, you can find a link there, and you can watch everybody today just by refreshing your browser between people. And we've got a Christmas theme going on this today. So I have got the cutest little thing that I found on Etsy. I was going to make something myself, but you know what? I just found something already made, and I thought, this is adorable. And it's, okay, so it's from Etsy, and it's from Romantica Arts, and it's called Christmas House, is the particular one that I'm using today. So I just think that this is adorable. And we're just going to make a folio. That's what I'll be doing today, is a folio. So I hope that you will join us. Hi, Sue. How are you doing? And following me today is going to be Cynthia at Guided Creations Printable Designs. And so I hope that you will stay tuned. And like I said, if you're watching in the group, all you have to do is just go ahead and refresh your browser. You guys, I did a little bit of cutting, and then I almost panicked because I couldn't find two of my little things here. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm at the last minute trying to figure out what's going on there. Hi, Carol. Hi, Susan, Estella. Welcome, everybody. You guys have a good Thanksgiving? We're still trying to recover at our house, and, you know, crazy things going on. Always, right? How many of you have, like, one of those households where there's always, you know, always some bit of drama, it seems like. Our refrigerator went out, and at the end of the, and you know what? I'm just glad that it didn't happen beforehand or while we were in the middle of getting ready for Thanksgiving, right? I think that, you know, having it wait until the end, that was wonderful. So there's that. So I'm just going to do a little bit of cutting. You know, one of the reasons that I really like to work on folios is because they're quick. You can get them finished and be done with it, right? Hey, thanks, Jimmy Lou. She's got us sprinkled into the jamboree. Hi, Deborah. How are you? So again, if you're just jumping on, this is a cute little folio that I'm doing from an Etsy seller, Romantica Arts. And it's called Christmas House. Where did I put that? I wrote it down so you guys could see it, in case you wanted to know. Maybe I'll just set that there for now while I'm working on this. Hey, Debbie, how are you? Okay, so, but yeah, you know, I think that's one of the reasons I really like to work on folios is you can just, you just work on them. It gives you something to do, and then you can be finished. So, you know, junk journals, I've never made a junk journal where I could sit down and be one and done, right? You're probably not going to finish a junk journal in one sitting. If you are, you've got some time there, right? I don't usually have that much time to work on it. Isn't that cute? I know, right? I know, Debbie. I thought this was so sweet. Yeah, and then we started noticing that the stuff was not staying frozen, or the ice. We're like, how come the ice is like not really staying frozen? And then by night, we're like, oh my gosh, everything in the freezer is thawed out. So we like dealt with that. And then I'm like, uh-oh, nope, that's not all that's wrong. The stuff at the refrigerator isn't even cold anymore. It's not, I can tell it's not cold enough. So then the next day, my daughter and I went to go check out refrigerators, and on the way, we had a flat tire. So that was on Friday. By Saturday night, I realized that the water heater that is in the bathroom, we have an addition on the house that is our bedroom and a bathroom. And it's got a water heater back there that only is for that bathroom. And so I found out that it's leaking. Just like, oh my word. And only, I think a couple of weeks before that, we had to replace our washing machine. It's just like, oh my goodness. Things just kind of happen like that, right? My husband goes, oh my goodness, what else could go wrong? I go, don't say that. Please don't say that. There's a lot of things. And we had so many things going on at the first of the year, just crazy wild things like that. I said it was like the 10 plagues. And I was telling a friend about it. She goes, oh my goodness, why didn't you just get out of Egypt? I'm like, I know, right? But so yeah, this has been a doozy of a year. But you know, it's not been so bad. Not too many things, people-wise, you know, problems. So that's always a plus, right, you guys? How many of you like to do folios? I know some of you do. I know some of you like to do folios. So you do all the work on this end of it, and then you can, you know, have some fun decorating it. Okay, so what we're going to do here, okay, we're going to start putting it together now. So let's find our pieces for this. Let's see, I've got and here's going to be the back. Okay, so we're going to start now and start assembling. Hey, Deborah, how are you? Okay, so we're going to first add these little pockets. And I need to score these. Some of these have, now they have a teeny little glue tab here. Let me see if that looks like it's about right. Whoops, I don't want my cutting blade down here. So sometimes it's easier to just take these and just use a ruler or something so you can get right where it needs to be. I don't have too much trouble with this this scoring though. It doesn't do very deep though, so I'm using cardstock. It's actually it's like an 80-pound cardstock weight or cover. What does it say? Can't remember. 80-pound card cover stock weight or something. It's like 216 grams. And I like this weight because it'll go through my printer. So my goodness, if you can get something that'll go through your printer, that's a plus. I've had some before that wouldn't, you know, pull through the printer. And I've got one of them that, and at some point I did have a printer that was a back feed and I didn't have any problems. But the one I have now, the paper tray is, you know, in the front. And so it has to pull it, or, you know, pull and curve it around. So when you've got something like that, there's kind of a limit to your printer's ability to be, oh, this isn't as deep. I don't have much to hang on. Oh, I don't have much to hang on to. Okay, I got to try a different thing. Let's put it here. Lay it down gently and hang on. There we go. I knew we could do it. Deborah says she likes to do them, but she hasn't done one in a hot minute. Okay. Get these little bit. Yeah, if I were going to design this, I would put, you know, and I tell you what, you could, when you cut these out, you could cut a little bit of excess if you want a little bit more of a glue tab, right? There's nothing that's going to keep you from doing that. And as long as we're doing some score lines, let's go ahead and do these. These are going to be little flaps. So we'll just go ahead and do those. This is a sweet print though. So when you have a printable that you have purchased somewhere, you can print it out at home. And you know, the nice thing about any of those is you're going to get more than one, right? Any of them that you want to do, if you really like doing it, you can do it again. And you don't have just one set. So that's always the benefit of using printables, right? Printed home things. So who doesn't like to be able to do that and have that for an option? I do anyway. You know, kind of the, okay, so what I was going to say is then, so you print your one side, and then most printables will come with something that's like a solid that you can print on the other side. And the solids that were options for this, one is this print, and then, which has the trees down here, and then this this print as well. So that was the 2 sheets that were like a full size that you could do on that. Okay, so now we are first going to put little pockets on here, and she's designed this to where the little pockets are going to match the little background here. You know, I love this. I've shown you before how to do this with just other regular pages and kind of cut out something that you want and use it like that. So see, it's just going to match up right there. So it kind of makes this whole seamless little look for a pocket. And if you wanted to, you could, you know, do your little circle cut there. You know what? I do think, I kind of wish I'd have put my circle punch out here, but I did not. I was so excited that I remembered to make sure that my tip of my glue was cleared out before I started. Because, you know, sometimes I'll get on here and it's like, oh my goodness, I've been so busy here with all of these, with all the Thanksgiving and the people and all of these crazy things going on, that I think this is the first time I have sat down to craft at all since last week when I did something in my private group. And that was the only thing I did live last week. You guys probably wondered what was going on with me, right? But you know what? Everybody was busy last week, right? Hey, Molly. Hi, Cindy. Everybody's busy. Okay. And make sure I didn't get any glue down there. But I gotta still make sure it's down there. And then this one has even another pocket that's matching right here. I tell you what, these tiny little glue tabs, they make it a little bit more difficult for trying to get them folded too. Oh, Susan, have you not been feeling good? I didn't realize that. Okay, there we go. What'd you guys do for Thanksgiving? I feel like I'm so out of the loop with everybody. What'd you guys do? So we had 29 people show up for dinner, and luckily my husband's brother and his wife, they had helped. They only live a couple miles from us, so they had helped some with the food, so that was nice. That way I didn't have to try and figure out all of it in my kitchen, right? Sometimes it's not just the doing and the making, but just the actual physical space to get it done with your oven and stuff, right? Okay, so there we've got that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Sandy, you had your first baby, your grandbaby. Oh, that's my husband's birthday. Oh. You know, that baby is going to sometimes have that birthday on Thanksgiving. My husband's birthday is often on Thanksgiving. Now, if you wanted to, you know, you could, you know, zhuzh this up a little bit with some ink if you wanted to, which I almost want to do that. It's kind of like, do I not? Let's put a little bit. But let's see. Let me see if I've got a gray one. Oh, I also have a little bit of pink. I wonder how this one would look. Let's see. Let me check this out. I don't think I want to do the brown one. Oh, that's kind of pretty like that. Hang on one second. And I grab a brush and a piece of paper. I feel like I I'm always showing you guys this trick. And it's always because I have to use it myself. Oh my goodness. Let's get some of this out of here. Okay. When I bought these brushes, this is one of the things that they said was, you know, you could go from one color to another. Now, the one thing about it is you should not use, now, when I ink anymore, these Distress Oxides are almost all I ever use. You should not use Distress Oxides and then dip into your, you know, just your regular, your other ink. Just the Distress ink. Because you shouldn't mix those. That's not too bad. I kind of like that. And hopefully it'll kind of make that a little more obvious that the pocket is there. Of course, we're going to put stuff in there, so of course it'll be obvious there's a pocket, right? Molly, you did a lot of eating. Oh my goodness. In 4 years. Oh, his birthday will be on Thanksgiving 4 years from now. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I tell you what, that's, oh goodness, you can't put a lid on something that didn't belong, right? Okay, so there we've got a little bit of that going on. Yeah, that makes, I like that. It just, you know, makes it look a little bit more like the pocket, but it still has that nice look carrying it through like that. Okay, now we're going to put on the little flaps. And no, we're not. I'm going to put, I made some little pockets. Now, these were the pockets that she had with the design. And I went ahead and I cut them out. But I printed, let me show you what I did. I wanted it to match like we had matched this. So I took this and I laid out, I put where these were going to be. I matched it up. So I matched it. I put it right like this on here. And then I put where this pocket would go. Because, you know, you got to have room for your little, you got to make room for the flap over here and, you know, and these. And so I put it on here. And then I put a piece, and I did both of them. Where's the other flap? Anyway, I did the same thing over here. I put a little piece of washi tape right here to hold it down. I took this part out, and then I traced around it, and then I cut them out. So now, if all that work worked, ooh, it's sticky. I hope that doesn't stick down. Now I just have to figure out which one goes to which, and I think I can tell. So now we're just going to score these, and they just have that tiny place, and you can see like from where, you know, she's got it mitered off of here. So we can, so that's where we need to look to making our score lines, right? I need to hold it out farther here while I do it. Ooh, I almost pushed way too hard on that. This I just did with paper. And the others were cardstock. Grief, I almost cut it with the scoring tool. Oh, Cindy, I don't blame you. Enjoy that grandbaby. That's wonderful. So they must, they must live kind of close to you? I tell you, a first grandbaby is special. They're all special, but the first one, you always remember that, right? It's like, you know, even your first child, It's a new experience, and you just never forget it. You don't forget any of them, but, you know, the first time is just the first time, right? Okay. For some reason, seems like firsts stick with us, right? Okay. Did a lot of eating. Oh my goodness, we had so much food. My husband was, like so concerned that we'd have enough food, and oh my word, we had so many leftovers. And my daughter recently got a freeze dryer, and so we had so much leftover that she did one round for freeze dried, and then we had so much that she said, well, we should probably do some more. I'm like, that's probably true. And so we've got another batch in there now. Okay. I'm going to make an executive decision and bump, if I can. I need to bin that in. Well, I don't want to do that because, shoot, some of these other little cards and stuff might not fit if I do that. It will be fine. We'll just bump it over a tiny bit. And these little glue things are so small. Good thing I have a tiny nozzle, right? Phew. Okay. Do you guys all do this? Does anybody do something different for their food? Do you do the standard turkey? Do you do something different? I'm curious. Curious minds want to know. We had turkey and some ham, and I tell you what, that ham went right away. Because I just think a lot of people are not that fond of turkey. And, I cooked my turkey overnight. I did the slow cook method. I cooked it overnight so that by in the morning, I could get it out of my way and be done with it. And that worked really well. How many of you have ever done that? How many of you have cooked your turkey with that slow roast method overnight? I remember years ago, my aunt used to do that. And I can remember my mother was just so worried that we were all going to die of food poisoning because you should not cook it long and slow like that. The temperature would not be enough. Well, it does. It eventually, comes up and you've cooked it to the temperature it needs to be. People do that all the time and have lived to tell the tale. So it really can work out wonderful. Okay, so now we've got these little pockets here. All right. I love this with these trees and this starry night look. That's gorgeous. Susan says her kids didn't want turkey. Oh, ziti with meatballs and sausage. That would be nice. Karen says from Maryland originally, and sometimes they do seafood for Thanksgiving. Oh, yum. Our we have a grocery store that is employee owned, and it's the best priced things here for a full-size grocery store. We do have some Aldi's here. Do any of you know are you familiar with Aldi's? Do any of you have those? Hi, Kathy. And so besides, for a full-size grocery store, this one is like about the cheapest around. And I noticed even the other day that they even had brought in some seafood. Okay, so this needs to go here. We just need to make sure it's going to fold over. So it's best to go ahead and give it a nice fold. Oh, that looks really crooked. Why would that be so crooked? Well, now I didn't get enough glue. Let's repeat. Oh, you deep fried 2 turkeys. Oh my gosh, Deborah. One time we were going to do deep fried turkey, and I have an electric deep fryer like that. And so it's a lot safer from some of the pictures I see. Oh my goodness. And but the problem is you can't put a real big turkey in. So one year, well, I guess that's just how that needs to be. And that's fine. Well, I don't know if those are going to meet. Nope, they're not. Okay, I'm going to move this score line on this one a little bit, or it's not going to close and meet in the middle. We're going to have a gap. So you have Aldi's in Michigan, yeah. So we were going to do deep fried turkey, so we got one of them, and so we bought 2 that would fit in that little electric air fryer, or not air fryer. It's just a fryer thing. I mean, it had oil in it. And so we did that. We got 2 turkeys, and so when we took one out to eat, we put the other one in. Guess what happened? We completely forgot it was there. And by the time we remembered, it was really toasty. Oh my gosh, it was burned beyond recognition. And so because it was all burned, it had, the oil was nasty too, because then, the oil had all nasty burned stuff in it. It's like, oh my goodness. Well, that is just, well, this is not my best creation. You know what? I'm just going to fold it. I'm just going to pinch it over here to make sure it will fold right, you guys. Well, that's too bad. Now it's got this mark here. I bet now the designer said that she does her pockets inside from paper. So if I would have used paper for all, I do use paper on here, but these pockets I did cardstock because some of them were printed on the same pages as these cute little cards and stuff. So I didn't want them out of regular paper. So anywho, okay. All right. What can I do this out of? 2 13-pounders. 3 minutes a pound. You gotta set it. Yes, I should have set a timer. That's for sure. Oh my goodness. Those things happen, right? We all probably have some version of kitchen catastrophes or funny stories, right? So my brother-in-law, he just kept acting like if everybody came for this, he was, that it was just going to be terrible. I go, I don't mind. I'm not afraid of cooking like that. I used to do some big dinners and stuff for church or, Christmas parties and things like that. So we would have big parties, and sometimes I would just do that. We got to where we had a time where they wanted to, okay, so now we're going to just put this on the back. So that's going to cover that up, all right? So that's why we went ahead and we put these little flaps here, and they're separate, and then we can cover it with this. So that works out really nice. That makes it real pretty. But we went to a church. It only probably had about 200 people. And for the holiday parties, they would want to go out to eat. They would want to go to dinner somewhere. And I felt really bad because I had heard, well, and 2 different years they had done that. And I don't know what they had done before, but they were going to do that. And I heard from several people that they just couldn't afford that. The restaurants that they were going to, these people could not afford to go. And I thought, well, how crummy that was to have a party and you had people that couldn't go because they couldn't afford to. And I thought, that's just wrong. And so I said, how about if we have dinner, we make the dinner. And at that point, we lived over in an apartment and I had access to a big space. And there was kitchen facilities there. And so I said, why don't we do it over there? It'll be really nice. I can decorate over there. We'll have the party and I'll charge what it costs to make the dinner. And so we did that, and it was really fun. And then one year we had several of our kids, there were several of us who had girls, and well, not that boys couldn't do it either, but we had a bunch of girls between several of us, and we had them be our waiters. And so we had the most delightful time at our dinner. And so that was kind of when I had started, cooking some great big meals on my own. Okay. And then we can just cut some of these goodies. Now these little girls are just adorable. Here's one. And we could stick them in these little pockets. You could even, this would be cute. Let me see. I just my tiny scissors. There they are. She set her driveway. See, my brother told me that too, Deborah, and I think he got burned too, and I had never heard that story, and he was telling me, I'm like, oh my goodness. But yeah, I've heard that it's like one of the worst times for fires is Thanksgiving because of people doing that. Having fires from those, trying to fry their turkeys. Okay, so I did her little arms. So look, now we can stick her right here. Oops. She's got a little pointy place here. Let's trim that off. I heard somebody, and these are so cute because you guys, the color, let's see. Did one not get cut out yet? No. Here. Look at this. See how she's got this color around the edge? And so it's not like the stark white of the paper. And so you can trim around her, around the little border that was already there. And, and so that was kind of cool. I like that. Look, isn't she cute? I think, wasn't there another one? Yeah, here she is. These are cute. These kind of, if any of you were at a couple of the events that I've had on the second Wednesdays of the month, one of the people that has been one of our presenters a couple of times is Martina Farmer, and her page is English Olive Originals, and these little people, these little girls remind me of the things that she draws too. She has super cute little whimsical people that will, that she draws like that, and that reminded me of that. Okay, now I forgot to put these on. These are little bitty windows and doors that we're going to add on. And Kathy says, my mom put cayenne pepper in her apple. Oh no, instead of cinnamon. Oh no. I bet she wasn't did she not know until, did she know beforehand, or was it just too late? I want to know that. Oh, that's terrible. One time we used to go about an hour away from where we lived when I was growing up, and they had cherry trees. They had cherry orchards. And we would drive up there and pick cherries. Then we'd have to bring them home, and then we would hand pit cherries. I never even saw a tool that was a cherry pitter until I don't even know when. And we would sit around, my mom and my grandma and I, and we would pit cherries. And I tell you, your fingers would be that color for ages. And stained. And they were sour cherry. They were tart. And so they would make, one of the favorite things that they liked to do was make a cherry cobbler. And so, it would take a fair amount of sugar to make cherry cobbler. And it was at a time of year where, there was a lot of canning going on, and pickles and things like that. And So we had a great big bag of salt that had been used for some other things that we were working on. And my mom and my grandma had been standing in the kitchen just blabbing at each other. Okay, this little door goes here over this little girl. So we only want to put a teeny amount of glue along this edge. There's no glue tab or anything. It's just going to be, we're just going to have it to where it can peek open. And so when we sat down to eat dinner, and oh, my grandma was so looking forward to her cherry cobbler, and she was so mad when she bit into that and realized she had put in, and it probably was about a cup of sugar was what I think the recipe was. Well, it wasn't a cup of sugar. She'd put a cup of salt. Oh my goodness. Oh no, your husband took a bite. I bet that was spicy, huh? Oh my goodness. Did he think he was gonna die, Kathy? Oh no. I just put this one on the other side. It'll open the other direction. Okay, so we'll let that dry right there. And you guys, you know, besides all of, once you put it together, then there's so many other things that you can use. You can use your Nuvo drops. You could add some glitter. You know, if you wanted to, you could even use some what am I trying to say? You could use, I cannot think of what the stuff is called. Anyway, you would put it down, and then you could use that for, and then put, you could heat emboss something too if you wanted to. That'd be more work. But these little things, these are adorable, and so these make a sweet little thing. You could do some journaling. You could just leave these white, right? But it folds out like that. So that's super sweet. He didn't finish the piece. Oh, oh, that is terrible. And so you could, now, and this is where I almost hate to put the things in because, you know, then you're putting them in here and covering them up. But, you know, it's just, it's so cute. All of it is just adorable. And so these are other, there's just single cards like this. Some of them are single. This is cute. Look, it looks like a little, oh, I can't pick it up. Looks like a little postcard. Isn't that adorable? Could tuck that in somewhere. Just, you know, pop all the goodies in. Now, I have no recollection of what the plan was for these. No clue. I just don't even remember. Let's see. Look at this one. There's like a tiny cabin out here. It's a lonely tiny cabin out there. Oh, here it looks like these were supposed to be some deer down here. That's cute. But there's those pieces. Oh, let's put this in here. We could put this in here with her. Well, we've got to put it to where it'll, I don't know. You do something with it, right? You do something. I know, isn't it cute? Where did I get the printable? Yes. Oh, here it is right here. Look, you guys, I was prepared today. I got it on Etsy, and the shop name is Romantica Arts, and this particular one is called Christmas House. I just thought it was adorable. And it's on sale right now. So yeah, our theme today is Christmas, and after me is going to be Cynthia from Guided Creations Printable Designs. Cynthia always does her own stuff. I can't. I work on things sometimes. I am not a prolific creator like that. Um, and I tell you what, you guys, it's work to do those things. And when you have people that you enjoy their designs and the things that you purchase or that they provide, you guys be sure and let them know. Because they spend time doing it. And I know Lisa Ahmad, she's in a lot of our events too. She and Lindy work on things too. And I can't think, does anybody else, who else in our group makes any? I'm drawing a blank. If you do and I have forgotten, I am so sorry. But some of us like to make. Some of us like to cut them out and make them. But printables, I tell you, I think printables have just become so much more popular over the last several years. And, I think one of the reasons is you can print them out and, and use them over and over. You buy a pad of paper, and a pad of paper is not cheap. And, maybe there's part of it that you like, and that's it. You've used it, and it's gone. And sometimes, like, I've got tons of paper, and some of it, is really, I love it, but, when it's gone, it's gone. Sure, no problem, Peggy. Let's see. These little people are cute. And I like how some of them are single cards, and then some of them are like the little accordion folds. And you wouldn't have to, do the design on the back if you wanted to. Oh, that's true, Deborah. I hadn't thought about that. They remind you of precious moments. Oh my goodness, you guys. I was at an estate sale a couple weeks ago. Oh my goodness. You would not believe how many of those precious moments they had. The little figurines. She had been a collector. There was no doubt about it. And my husband was saying, well, a lot of times when people start collecting something like that, then it's something everybody knows they collect, and then, then they're buying them for different occasions. And I said, oh, I hadn't even thought about that. That's so true. And, it's always kind of fun when you know something that somebody enjoys and that they collect, because you can get them something that they're going to enjoy. I have something like that, then they have the snow bunnies. Does anybody remember the snow bunny collection too? I picked up a thing one time I think it was maybe part of a set at an auction. And it was more like, it almost is like a sleigh pulled by Easter bunnies, or it's something crazy. But it's something to set out like at Easter. You guys, we're just sitting here cutting and blabbing. What else have you guys been up to? I honestly feel like it took me until yesterday to really have a moment to breathe. And even at that, you guys, I took towels and I ripped towels into several sections, 2 ginormous bath towels, and they're super heavy, and I cut them into sections. Did you know towels are hard to tear? I just cut a little piece at the edge, and then I was ripping them, and oh my goodness, they were hard to tear. Well, they had a fancy design. I can't even remember what you call that when they have that kind of design. And they were hard to tear. Some of them I couldn't tear. I had to use the scissors again and give them another little slice to keep going. But I found a little spot down by my hot water heater it's in a cabinet of all things. Oh, you guys, it's just sometimes when you buy an existing home, the things that you find are just amazing, and not always in a good way. So it's got this little hot water heater in this cabinet in the bathroom. And so anyway, I found a spot that I could tuck a towel in. So I ripped these strips, and I just keep taking the strips, and then when they get wet, I'll pull them out, put them in a little bucket. So then when I've got enough of them, I'll take them over, spin them out, and then give them a quick little wash. And oh my goodness, it's just like I haven't changed things out. It's like I feel like I'm changing diapers for my water heater. But I'm keeping the water at bay. I just pray that it continues, and I have that kind of luck until the guy comes tomorrow to get it replaced. It's kind of scary. Keep your fingers crossed, you guys. And you guys, we just had to have our other water heater replaced several months ago, our big one. Like I said, this has been a fun year. It's been interesting, that's for sure. Okay. I can hardly wait to see what Cynthia's gonna, since the theme is Christmas, I can hardly wait to see what Cynthia's gonna have. Alrighty. Well, we actually have some time. These are not very straight. Kind of get them to fold over where they don't have the other parts sticking out. Oh, that's pretty good. That'll work. Oh, look at that cute snow globe. Oh, that would be a fun piece. Hang on just a second. Let me grab my little drops of fun. You guys, I love these Nuvo drops. And there's a little bit of glitter too. But I'm going to take the one that dries clear. So this is Nuvo Crystal Drops, and the color is Morning Dew, and it'll dry clear. And so I'm going to put some of that on here on this little snow globe thing to make it look like it's, got glass. And it's going to take it a little bit to dry, but it'll have time. It'll have time to dry. And one of the things I like about using this is it seems to dry a little bit faster than, what was the other thing? Glossy accents. Seems like it takes forever for glossy accents to dry. So I just take this little nozzle, and as I'm, squeezing it out, I'm kind of using it to spread it around and make it a little bit more even. Give it our little snow globe effect there. You probably can't even see that. Let me hold it up. Oh, thank you for joining us, Deborah. So it'll have that little glossy look when it's done. Your water meter sprang a leak. Oh my gosh. 5 days. Ugh. I know some of these things are just, they can be such an inconvenience, right? Not fun. So we've got all these little fun things in here. And, then you can just use any little glitter, or if you wanted to put some other embellishments on, like little enamel dots or stars, or, whatever you have that you want to add to all of that. That makes it fun. And I like to use, sometimes I'll even put a little of this where it looks like there's some glass. Well, we just did that. What am I saying? I just showed you that. So here's our little layers. So we've got our two little pockets here, one here and one here. Oh my goodness, I still almost have 10 minutes, you guys. Let's see what else we can do. These would be kind of cute to put a little bit of something something on. And get out some glitter. I know you've probably heard me say so many times that I love using things like stickles and stuff because it's controlled glitter. You don't have it all over everywhere. Ooh, here, this would be cute with these little red berries. I don't know if I've got some, let me see if I've got red that I could make small enough. Hang on just a second. Okay. I've got a couple of reds here. That's a little bit more cranberry color. Okay, hang on. Let me see. Let's use our paper that we were using to mask off our pockets. And always give it a squeeze to make sure that it's not going to come with one big blob. And then you can just dot a little bit around. And I'm not going to try to get all of those because I'd never get them all on there. They are much smaller than my nozzle, but I can just put a few. Oops, it's getting kind of wet. Well, I have to shake that back up some more. Hey Linda, how are you? Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, it seems like that is kind of starting to separate in there. I'm not going to use any more of that color. But, and then I don't know what I would do down in here. If I'm going to use it, I kind of want to make it, I want to pick and choose different places to put it on. But if there's not a lot of places I'm going to put it on, I don't want it to just all of a sudden be like, I don't mind that. I don't mind it on the top up there because it's, just going across the top and that's it. But if I'm going to pick and choose and put some down in different places, I want it to be kind of consistent across, in some different areas. But look at all these. And so if you did want to just leave them white on the back, you could use those for a nice journaling card like that. These are so cute. Just so many little cute things that she's got with this set. Oh, that happens, Susan. That can happen, right? And then I guess this is probably meant to be another one that is kind of the little trifold thing like that too. But, and you could fold them the other way. You could fold it in on each other and have it open like this if you wanted to do that too. Either way, they're just adorable. Let's see if we've got some other colors we could kind of put something on. We've got a lot of pink going on here. Ooh, I know. Let's find some. Let's add a little bit of sparkle to our snow. That would be fun. Or you can dot it around here. And Here, I'm going to put this just like a kind of, just a little bit. You don't have to do too much. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. I don't know if you guys can see much of that. That can really spiff it up, you guys. Just a little bit of random here and there. And since we're not going to put it all over, like if I decide that I'm going to put it kind of at the bottom edges of these, that can work. Let me pull it up so you can see. Oh, you guys, you can't see that at all, really. I'm trying to get it to catch with the... I cannot get that to catch in the camera. Sometimes I can. I'm having a heck of a time with that today. It's really pretty though. I promise you it's pretty. Let me put a little bit up here. Now because it's the same on here, I'll have to wait until this dries so that I can close that up and put that in there. And you could put, you know, a little bit on some of these stars too. That would be fun. You could even just kind of give it a little dot. But it doesn't take much sometimes to just, you know, add a little something something, right? And I know some of you have seen me use things like these Nouveau drops and the stickles over and over. And it's just an easy way to add a little, and in person that has really, you know, jazzed that up. I'm so sorry you can't see that. That makes me sad. Nope, I can't get the light. Let me move my one light over. Nope. Wonder if I move the light farther away. I can't get it to show it all. Hi, Christy. How are you? Oh, thanks, Jimmy Lou. Well, it is pretty, you guys. It's even prettier with the sparkles. Sparkles makes everything prettier, right? Some people don't like to add the sparkles. Do you like, if you like sparkle and shine, give me a heart. I want to know, do you like sparkles and shine, or you just kind of like it more rustic and I don't know. I don't think we see as much sparkle and shine on things that are more vintagey, maybe. Is that true? Oh, I just stuck my finger in my snow globe. Did I mess it up? It'll live. Here was the snow. Now you can see this. Look, I can show you the shine on the glass, right? We can see that. Yes, Kathy, you'll have to make one so you can see the shine. You're exactly right. So very true. But yeah, this has been fun, you guys. Thanks for having me, Jimmy Lou. I always appreciate being in these events. It's always so much fun. I love doing the paper crafts, and these things are always super fun. We love doing the paper things, right, you guys? No, Jerry says she loves sparkle and shine. Me too, Jerry. I sure do. Who knows, you guys, before it's done, these things might have more sparkle and shine than than I thought they would. So yeah, so we're gonna go see what Cynthia's gonna do, and so we've got, I think we've got 6 today is what we have in our event. I can't even think of the word, you guys. Oh my goodness. Sometimes, right? So we've got, so I kicked us off, and then we were going to have Cynthia, and then we've got Jimmy. So Cynthia's guided creation, printable designs. Then we've got Jimmy Lou with the Messy Craft Corner, and we've got Lindy Thompson Tate, who is Tater Buggin', and then we've got Christy Pitchford, who is Christy's Crafty Cottage. So that's our lineup today. Small and mighty, right? Mighty and small. But super. Oh, I got one mad face today. I don't know. Somebody might have done that by accident. But I can't make everyone happy all the time. That's what I tell my group. Well, sorry you feel that way. We can't always be happy with what the mom and grandma does or says, right? Okay, you guys, I'm gonna let you go. It's time for Cynthia. Let's go see what she's doing. She's gonna rock and roll her Christmas theme, I'm sure. You guys, take care. Thanks so much for being here today. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.